Welcome again to the shores of the Sea of Galilee. Really, doesn't look too different than it would have looked in Jesus' day. The rocks, the trees, the water. There's so much here that is timeless. We look forward to you joining us on one of our Israel tours. But right now, I want you to come with me back to Mark chapter 10, beginning with verse 35. And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came up to him and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." Now, please remember, Matthew 7, verse 7, Matthew 7, verse 11, Matthew 18, verse 19. I mean, please remember all the teaching. Whatever you ask in my name, that I will do it, okay? All these things about whatever you ask, whatever you ask. All right, Jesus, we want you to do for us whatever we ask. Forgive me, but they were going to ask something and they wanted to use Jesus' own words to, forgive me, I don't know another way to say it, manipulate Jesus a little bit. Have you ever listened as people use your own words to manipulate you? Well, here they're using Jesus' own words about how to ask, almost it seems to manipulate him. And he said to them, "What do you want me to do for you?" And they said to him, "Grant us to sit one at your right hand and one at your left in your glory." Jesus said to them, "You don't know what you're asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or to be baptized with the baptism I am baptized?" And they said, "We're able." And Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink. And with the baptism in which I'm baptized, you will be baptized. But, to sit at my right hand or my left is not mine to grant. It is for those for whom it has been prepared." And when the 10 heard it, they became indignant at James and John. Now, brothers and sisters, I want you to notice. I call this the ask outside of the will of God. There are things that we ask for that are not God's will. And when we begin to ask God for things that are outside of his will, I want you to understand 3 truths. Number 1, the oaths that you make will be required. Sorry, I mean, you're not going to get what you're asking for, but the oath will be required. God's will is still going to be done. He said, listen, these places have people that are prepared to be there. And these places are prepared for people. We cannot violate God's will, but you've made an oath that you're going to be baptized with the same baptism. You're going to suffer like I've suffered. So I'm going to hold you to your oath, but you're not going to have what you asked for because God's will is going to be done. But the other thing, asking outside of the will of God creates strife in the team, creates strife in the family, creates strife in the group, and other people begin to be upset. So that Jesus had to teach them and begin to settle things down. I want to ask you today, would you just please seek God? And rather than having selfish ambition, God, what is it that you want me to do? God, what is my place? God, what is my purpose? God, what do you want me to do? Rather than say, this is what we want and this is who I'm going to be, that's how the world plans. That's not how a Christian plans. So open up your heart to God and say, Father, I'm very happy and content with your will. You have a place prepared for me. You have a ministry prepared for me. You have good works prepared for me. And I'm very happy to do what you want me to do and be who you want me to be.
Thank you for joining us today. Catch daily devotions every Monday to Sunday at 9:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. on DZBR 531 a.m. or visit www.bible.radio. On April 15, Good Friday, we invite you to the annual School of the Cross in all Cathedral of Praise campuses. Learn the real story, the biblical truths and historical facts surrounding the sacrifice and triumph of Jesus Christ on the cross. Plan the trip of a lifetime. See the Bible come to life and join COP Israel Tour 2023. For inquiries, message us now at 0998-583-9781 or at facebook.com/cop.israeltour. You may also send an email to israeltour@cathedralofpraise.com.ph.